Hello guys, this is Vineet Pandey and we are going to talk about culture studies. You all are aware about this field. Our latest development in English literary field, culture study is new and most important field of literature as well as social studies. Now, when you study culture studies, the very first question that comes to your brain is, what is culture study? Why it is added in syllabus, what should we read, and what exactly we should call culture studies. So first let's talk about what is culture study and then I'll make it easy for you. See, it's all started in 1960s. It's simply an academic discipline which started with the political concepts, economic concepts. It added communication, sociology, social theory, literary theory, media, movies, Bollywood, philosophy, criticism, everything. So when I teach this in my classes, I tell my students frankly that each and every study is the part of culture study. So even if you are studying science, if you're studying some particular style, pattern, narration, some kind of criticism, it's all related to one phenomena and that's called culture study. Now, what are the other fields of culture study? So do you know that even your identity, ideology, nationality, ethnicity, taste, choice, likes, resistance, everything, in fact, your gender, it's all included in culture study. Now you must be thinking, sir, this is so tough. We want Vineet Pandey style. So let's talk in Vineet Pandey style. Chalo, Vineet Pandey style में बात करते हैं. So my dear friends, when you were a child, you must have watched a movie Border, right? Many of you must have watched a movie LOC. Many of you must have watched some other movie which is patriotic. Why do we watch patriotic movies and what is the effect of those patriotic movies? A new kind of emotion, energy, involvement. If you go to an army officer and ask him, that's how did you feel to join army? He will mention that when I was a kid, I watched a movie about martyrs, nationalism, fight for country, and I got that spirit. So the culture of nationalism, being patriotic, yes, your devotion to nation, it's a culture. Let's talk about one more movie, Nagin. There was a movie that a girl is dancing with a male dance partner who is actually one Ikshadhari Nag, and the Nag gets killed by some people, and the Nagin has seen the images of those people in the eyes of the dead snake, right? So we used to believe that don't kill the snake because he will have the photograph of you in the eyes and his beloved, the female snake, the heroine snake, and she'll chase you. Many of you must have seen a movie called Jani Dushman. We have watched horror shows. All of these things have great impression on our brain. Why people are scared in midnight? Why are you scared while it's night and it's 3 a.m.? They're all small part of culture and how they contribute. How many of you, how many of us actually do not take a haircut, a shaving on Tuesday? Some of us do not touch the soap or the shampoo on Thursday. Even my mother and your mother, she tells us not to go for any nail cut, any nail bite on Saturdays, on Fridays. What are these things? Technically, these are very small parts of culture, but they are contributing in a new understanding, a new genre of culture studies. That was my narration in easy style for my students who want to have Vineet Pandey style. So even IPL cricket, you are watching Sachin Tendulkar or some Virat Kohli is promoting some brand. It's all part of culture studies. And as the literature has become global, now it is world literature. They are studying it from one common point that it's all about cultures. It's not about British history. It's not about American literature. It's not about Indian literature. It's all about culture. And according to Matthew Arnold, culture is something best which has been thought and said. So Arnold also talked about high culture, low culture. So how the world is a beautiful mingling of various culture from low order to high order, from elite to poor, from different genders. That's actually what we call culture studies. Now, let's talk about some academic relations related to it. See, guys, discussion on culture study have gained currency with the publication of Richard Hoggard's Use of Literacy. Use of Literacy was published in 1957, while Raymond Williams also came with a book called Culture and Society, published in 1958. Last night exam, there were questions. These are the people who were actually behind the formation of Birmingham Center for Contemporary Culture Studies, established in 1968. Even in last night exam, there was a question that Richard Hoggard, Raymond Williams, Stuart Hall. So out of these three, they gave two names and said, who is the third one? So please remember Birmingham School and these three people. Now, as culture has been considered the source of art and literature, cultural criticism has also got the ground. Now, why we are talking about these things? Because Raymond Williams came with the idea of cultural materialism. Have you ever thought that your materialistic condition, your financial condition define your culture? How many of you and me who come from normal families, middle class family background, have a habit of going to Starbucks? In fact, when I came to Delhi, I got to know for the first time that there is a coffee of 250 rupees. And yes, trust me, I could not believe this, because I used to feel that chai and tea and coffee is only for 10 rupees max. Like 10 to 20, fine. 250? And now I'm recording this video, there are coffees of 500, 600. So the coffee culture is not the part of the culture belonging to poor class. Then Stephen Greenblatt, he came with the idea of cultural poetics. Then Bakhtin came with the idea of cultural prosaic, and these are now have become the significant and very important field of cultural criticism, culture studies and cultural theory. Do you know the works of Stuart Hall, Richard Hoggard, working with Birmingham School, these works got actually propounded later by David Morley, Tony Bennett and others. Culture study is very much interested in power relation. Remember this thing, the concept of Michel Foucault, the power-knowledge relationship. It also deals with cinema, sports, food habits. You must have seen there are people who are the food bloggers. You must have seen there are people who go for cinema reviews. So yes, culture studies each and everything. The approach of culture deals with every discipline, including history, politics, low culture, high culture, elite, popular, everyone. Culture studies is also interested in lifestyle. See, the lifestyle is equally related to your identity, influences, social media influences, your taste, your food. Do you know, my dear friends, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra and Alexa, they are all keeping an eye on you and are actually the result of the cultural revolution. Yes, don't be happy you have Alexa and you are you're connected to latest technology. Remember, my dear friends, you have a spy in your house. Your phone is the biggest spy. Your photographs, personal conversation, locations, everything is being noted down, and that has also become the part of culture studies. You must be understanding this, you must be laughing, thinking about this thing, that culture studies is what? See, my dear friends, we are on this earth and there are some power structures, so they have to control us. When you are a teacher, you go to a classroom and you're full of knowledge, but you are not practically talented, knowledgeable to handle a class. Handling a class is a different thing. Teaching a class is a different thing. So the teachers who are damn good with their knowledge, plus also good with their communication skills to handle the class, are doing better. So in the world, the power structure, they have power, money power, muscle power, army, everything they have. But they still have to control you. So how to control the future incoming revolutions? They are tracking your brain. So your Instagram search, your Google search, your shopping search, Zomato, Swiggy, all these things that you use to order your food, they know your fooding habits, they know your shopping habits, they know what kind of videos you want to watch, they also know what's your political opinion. So if you don't like party A or party B, they know that. Your phone is the spy, and that's all the part of cultural studies. Yes, my dear friends, culture studies is not only a new subject, it is also a weapon to go for a complete, absolute colonization. Those who are watching this video, somewhere you will feel that sir is not teaching for exam or competitive point of view. My dear friends, we are dealing with higher level studies. If I teach you write a book publication, it means I'm doing that school standard teaching. So all the intelligent students, smart students who are watching this video for knowledge, this is very important that the concept of culture studies should be fixed clearly in your brain. You must understand what exactly it is. Then we'll go for theories and writers in coming videos. So my entire attempt in this video is to make it easy for you. You have seen Avengers series. Somewhere we believe that what if there is Captain America? We have seen Thor series. We know somewhere there are gods living with us. There are 100 plus alien movies by Hollywood. They are talking about aliens, alien colonization, alien revolutions, and we somewhere feel that Area 51. You can see this image of Area 51. You can see this image of alien. It is believed that there was some incident of Roosevelt. There is an alien. So when you go to USA, my dear friends, you'll find out that there are people having strong faith that yes, UFOs exist, aliens exist. Area 51 is actually one of the famous tourist spot. So people go to the level where they can go and see Area 51, but then there is a boundary and the army is there, army has been deployed. So tourists can go to a certain level, but why they're going to that certain level? The idea of Area 51, in Indian mythologies, Indian myths, do you know, there was a lady, she claimed that she is the rebirth and she has been married to someone else, and at a very early age, she recognized her husband, her family, her injuries, and her saved money in the previous birth. Yes, talking about the famous case of Shanti Devi, incarnation concept, दोबारा से जन्म होना, अवतरित होना, rebirth. So do you know that this famous case was actually connected to Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi himself formed a committee to closely examine this incident. So watch these photographs and you'll understand that yes, culture study is one of the most beautiful, curiosity generating concept, and let's talk about some more events related to it. Guys, mall is also one of the important part of culture studies. Have you ever heard about the mall culture, club culture, disc culture? I have never been to disc, but once when I was there, I could not connect myself. I saw some people dancing in a very dark kind of, scene, and a very loud music. You can't even talk to your friends. And I was shocked. I was like, why these people are not having issues with the loud songs and music, and you can't even see people, and there is a lot of light pollution. Why I could not connect to that disc culture, and why the disc has a lot of people visiting them? Because there are various small cultures also known as subcultures. In multinational companies sector, you will find out people, they are working in a different kind of culture and have formed a different routine. In BPOs, there is a different kind of called BPO culture. In metropolitan cities, in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, you must have seen that people don't sleep. They are really, walking by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. There are coffees, chai, everything is going on, and there is no night. Mall culture gives you a kind of surrounding, the beautiful faces, handsome people, charming, rich, all surrounded together. What kind of people you find in mall? Can you see the reality of India just going to the mall? No. So technically, they are having their own culture. Next is media culture. Media also influences culture studies. Media comes with fake news, over propaganda, or something which is half news. So truth, half truth, over truth, reality, hyper reality, and this is the age of media. Media can create a mindset. Remember this thing, once there was a scene, one media channel said that Lord Ganesh is drinking milk, and it resulted in mass hysteria. Everybody started going with milk, feeding Lord Ganesha, and it became a tradition. Just like that, many years back, as you can see the image, there was a concept of monkey man. We used to call him Mohanochwa. In our childhood, I still remember, we stopped sleeping outside. We would lock our rooms and sleep inside, because in Delhi, one monkey kind of robot with 2 red eyes jumping 5 feet to 10 feet was killing people. So That was again mass hysteria. Delhi police had to work a lot. Delhi police had to do a lot of patrolling. And then they came out with the answer that no, most of the calls, most of the incident narrated were actually fake calls to get media attention, media sensation. So yes, media is very important in culture studies. How bikinis have become very common in today's movies. When there were some bikini heroines, like one of the first, Saif Ali Khan's mother, Sharmila Tagore, is the first woman in Indian Bollywood cinema to come with a bikini on the screen, and there was a great protest, a great uproar. Now it has become so common that even Insta models are posting their photographs, which was once supposed to be nude, bad, obscene, and was not totally accepted in Indian scenario. So why these cultures are being shifted? What are the concepts of these things? We are going to come with more videos on culture theories, cultural academicians, the authors, their books, the details of the books, to get knowledge like pro and to study from University of Delhi experience. Like I have my 3 years experience of teaching in University of Delhi, and I've attended multiple seminars on culture studies in JNU. If you want to have my knowledge, if you want to have my sharing of knowledge, subscribe the channel so that together we can discuss. And before I sum up this video, I want you to write in comment that what are the cultural shifts, cultural changes. Write down in comments. And if you went abroad or you also faced the disc or some surprising culture, what was your idea, what was your story of cultural shock? अगर आपको भी कभी शॉक लगा हो कल्चर का, जब मैं दिल्ली आया था मैंने उससे पहले कभी भी लड़कियों को स्मोक करते नहीं देखा था. So when I saw girls smoking openly, somewhere I got shocked because I came with a different mindset. I saw a different mindset. तो क्या ऐसा आपके साथ भी हुआ? Do you also have the stories of cultural shock? Write down in the comments, subscribe the channel, and thank you so much.